Heyo, welcome in to CHGO Bets Daily, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app today and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Welcome into Studio B of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. And alongside me, as always, is Cody Delmendo.
He is tweeting out his picks right now.
He is tweeting out his picks. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I am so in the rut of doing the White Sox show. So I was expecting Cody to say hello, like Herb does. We are being produced today, as Herb says as well, Lawrence Benedetto, also known as the Law Dog. He's got 5 E's in his name.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Law Dog has no E's. Lawrence Benedetto, 5 E's. Interesting.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Let me see something here. Let's get me up on screen here.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there he is.
Lawrence is beautiful.
Law Dog.
You get to see his beautiful FOCO hoodie. Shout out to FOCO.com.
FOCO.
I think there's a link in the description. You can get 20% off or 10% off all non-presale items if you use code CHGO.
I actually got a QR code. I got to figure out how to get that on the screen at some point. But for now, let's just talk some gambling.
Let's talk gambling. My bank's at $20.01. I think that has now gone down to $18.01 after I put together a little parlay on Argentina and Saudi Arabia to win. Argentina did win. Saudi Arabia did not. Only a $2 parlay though. So you know, I'm down a little bit. Was at 100. Now I'm at 18, but we're feeling fine.
I made $28 this morning on Lipscomb and Navy.
Nice. I'm sorry, what now?
Shout out to them.
Was this college basketball?
Yeah, college basketball.
At
baby.
what time?
11 a.m.
Amazing.
It was 11 a.m. tip-off, Central Time. I think they tipped off at noon in real, like wherever they're at, which I have no idea where Lipscomb is, but they were playing Navy.
Tennessee. That's my guess.
Okay.
You got a guess?
I wouldn't have guessed Tennessee. I would have guessed something like
Nashville, Tennessee.
I would have guessed like Virginia. Or
yeah,
something like
I would have also guessed one of the Eastern Seaboard somewhere.
Yeah.
They covered though.
Well, okay, so
I see they won 82-77.
It was the spread was 5.5. I did 4.5. I did a teaser on Lipscomb, so it came down to just a half. So I just needed them to win, and I took the over. And again, it was a 4 points, so it came down to 134. They scored like 140 something. So the over hit, and Lipscomb won by 5. Tough beat if you just took Lipscomb minus 5.5 because Navy covered by a half point.
When they're making the books, they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? When
so that's why I did the
lines,
teaser.
folks.
I felt we're so smart to do the teaser on that one.
I like teasers. I haven't done them in a bit, but maybe with my low bank total, maybe I should be putting together some $2, $5 teasers here.
I just did a teaser here for a game that's literally tipping off right now, Wyoming and Santa Clara. Wyoming just lost to Boston College, and if you watch CHGO Cubs or if you just follow me on Twitter, I've talked a little bit about how Boston College stinks because I've given DraftKings pick of the weeks related to fading Boston College. Well, Wyoming actually lost to that school. So I'm taking Santa Clara. I teased it down to -2 because they're 6-point favorites. I teased it down to 2, and then I'm taking the under. So it raised it up to 139.5. It was 135. So, yeah. I'm riding here as we speak right now. If they haven't tipped off completely yet, you can put that in right now if you're watching.
Who's the home team?
Huh?
Who's home?
Santa Clara.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the -6. All right. I might take
the -6 is fair too. Like I again, if you're losing to Boston College and they scored like 40-some points against Boston College, like and Santa Clara is not a bad team for a West Coast Conference team. At least I think that's the West Coast Conference. 5-2, got really good guards from what I've watched. So yeah, that's what I'm riding right now.
Wyoming though, kind of sneaky. 97 Santa Clara in the Ken Palm ratings. Wyoming 103. I don't know. That one's tough. I might just stay away from college basketball, but if you win, maybe I'll trust you. Do you know your record in college basketball betting Detroit Mercy and all this crap?
1-1 because I bet Detroit Mercy twice.
But like, what's your overall like college basketball record? Do you know?
I don't know. I would know if BetSync was still a part of DraftKings, but it's not, and like that's why I don't really know what my bank is.
It's more the Action Network's fault, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I wasn't blaming DraftKings for that. I was blaming Action Network or BetSync or whoever.
Right.
So yeah. But anyway, yeah. there is college basketball night. Kind of talked about it yesterday. I do like UNC to cover against Indiana. That's the big game tonight. Also, Ohio State and Duke. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah. 25 Ohio State, 19 Duke. I mean, when was the last time you saw Duke outside of the top 15?
Yeah, I mean, this Duke team has been
Mid.
They've been mid, but I think that first off, they have a new coach. Obviously, finally, Coach K retired.
Thank God.
John Shire, in-state guy. Shout out to him, but he's like, he's in a new role now. But they do have some decent players for sure. They got one of their centers, a 5-star. Jeremy Roach is back there. Like, he's their point guard. He's a solid player. I was surprised to see that they got murdered by Purdue, though. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. But I haven't been a believer of Ohio State yet. So I feel like this is a good bounce back spot for Duke. But I don't know. That's one that I'm staying away from.
Yeah, I'm really getting tempted now to put a teaser in. So you're really rubbing off on me here. A lot of great college basketball games. We'll get. Sorry.
Gambling is fun, Sean.
Gambling is fun.
Of course it's fun.
And we love gambling with DraftKings Sportsbook. But we'll get into our NFL Week 13 picks. If you are going to be betting NFL Week 13, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is my go-to when I bet on the NFL this holiday season. We're going to have tons of picks for you. I think I have 5 picks for this Week 13. I think Cody's got 5 picks. So we'll give you 10 different lines, spreads, money lines that you can take on DraftKings Sportsbook. And right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Right now, when everyone can earn up to 100% boost with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays, go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, place a same-game parlay, and combine multiple bets, with which team will win, player props, points totals, and more. The more legs you add, the bigger the boost, the bigger your shot to win big. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use code CHGO, and place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do, only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, so I got a parlay here. It's going to be a teaser because we love teasers. I'm going to tease this down. Florida State, because we talked about this with Braggs. They're hosting Purdue. It seemed like Braggs is a little bit worried about this Purdue team, and maybe people are a little bit too high on them, that Purdue might be a little bit overachieving. So I do think Florida State can cover 20 at home. All right? Okay. And that's why we love teasers. 20 points at home is a pretty nice cushion there. Duke taking on Ohio State in Cameron. I'm going to tease that down with 4 points from -5.5 to -1.5. Texas Tech is hosting Georgetown. Georgetown, if we want to talk about how bad Louisville is, Pat Ewing, brutal in Georgetown. So we're going to take Texas Tech to win that one by 12.5. And then North Carolina going into Indiana. Right now the line's at +5. So with a 4-point teaser, we get that to 9. And all 4 of those to hit. Florida State at +20, Duke at -1.5, Texas Tech at -12.5, and North Carolina at +9 is at +290. So you bet $2, you win $780.
I like that.
There we go.
I like that. Yeah.
Teaser Town, love it.
Teaser Town, we love Teaser Town. Teaser Town's so friendly. They have such
Wednesday,
nice homes
bro.
in Teaser Town.
Right.
The sun powers the wind in Teaser Town.
No.
Yes.
Here we go.
The sun powers the wind. That is science. I didn't get a science degree, but I've listened to many podcasts, none of them scientific, and all of them tell me the sun powers the wind. And this podcast is no difference. And shout out to Ravi. Great day at the office. We got Ryan Herrera out there freaking about the Mexico final. We got the people in DNVR here as well. They're ordering Portillo's. Pretty jealous. It's nice. And Herb's going to be in here in a second. We're betting, Cody. It's a lovely day
on
at the
teenagers
office.
dribbling basketballs. We're going to talk about adults slinging the pigskin here in a second. And there's just so much things to bet on. It's a beautiful thing. Like, my God. It's a great day.
Yeah. All right.
Shout out to Ravi. He's always in the chat.
Let's get into some of these NFL picks. We do have Thursday night, the Patriots taking on the Bills. The Bills are 3.5-point favorites. We talked a little bit about this before the show. You asked what the weather was like because last time these two played in Foxborough, it got real crazy.
As in there was no throwing at all.
It sucked.
Hence the wind being powered by the sun conversation.
Yes,
Yeah.
but no wind. No, there's going to be some sun, but no wind in Foxborough. So I do like Bills -3.5 there. If you're going to go anywhere in this game, I do trust the Bills to cover that. I know Mac Jones was great against Minnesota, but they still lost by 7. I do think that the Bills, we saw that in Buffalo, pretty good team. I don't think that the Patriots will be able to score enough points against the Bills, so I do like the Bills to cover that 3.5, but I don't know if you like any certain play or any certain angle that's been good to you in Bills or Patriots games.
You know, I lean under on there as far as a total, but I like the Pats to cover 3.5 at home only because of the hook. If it was 2.5, I'd be taking the Bills. But the reason being is this Bills defense the last few weeks hasn't been good. I mean, they almost lost to the Lions. I get it was in Detroit. It's a road game, whatever. It's the NFL. Any team can win on any given Sunday. But the last few weeks, this Bills team, I mean, yeah, they're good, and I think they're going to be in the AFC Championship one day. But right now, their defense has been sus, and they got to get that together. And Belichick, I know I took the Pats last week on Thursday night against the Vikings, and honestly, the only reason they didn't cover, what was it, 3 points or whatever it was because that I think there was some sort of call or something like that. I can't remember. It was Thanksgiving. It's been almost a week, but they were in the game though. I think a lot of people thought the Vikings were going to roll, and the Pats were in the game. The special teams for the Patriots were the reason that they didn't cover that game. They gave up so many dumb penalties on special teams, and then I think they gave up a touchdoal on special teams too. So
game off the punt, I think too.
So if they get the special teams right, and again, divisional game as well. Divisional underdogs have been very profitable this year in the NFL season. So I don't know if the Pats are going to win, but you're giving me the hook with the 3.5 at home. Belichick. I'm going to take the Pats to lose by a field goal. That's what I'm going to take them to do on Thursday night. And again, Thursday Night Football. But the one thing I will say is that they're both basically had the same amount of rest. They both play on Thanksgiving, so they've had a whole week. It's not like they're on 4 days rest. So, maybe
You like
that
the over?
maybe
Over's at 43.5.
Well, I kind of like the over just because I could be completely wrong about the Bills, and they might come out there and put up 30 themselves. You know what I mean? Right. And I think Mac Jones is going to build off the last game because I don't like this Bills secondary right now. So I think and that's why I think the Pats can hang around. So I do kind of like the over. I lean the under, but I do like the over as well. I can't decide on it right now, but that's why
he's over and
yes,
under.
I'm also over and under.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
So that's why I'm leaning more towards the spread more than anything. I think the Pats can hang around, lose by a field goal.
I think if you're going to take the spread, I do like the over, but maybe tease it up because 43 is a weird number to play just for a total.
23-20.
23-20.
Yeah.
That'd be 43 right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing is I don't think the Patriots can score 20 points.
Yeah.
I could see this being a 28-14 game, something around there, but I could also see it getting messy like Cody said and be like 34-21 or something like that where, Patriots are only scoring because there's a couple garbage time touchdowns.
I just think the Pats are going to run the ball, and like the Lions were able to do that last week. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like the spot for the Bills right now is not good. They gotta figure some things out before the playoffs, and it's December 1st, so like they got 4 games to like really get ready for the playoffs. And I understand that like this is kind of a must-win game for the Bills anyway, just because like the Dolphins currently lead the AFC East because of the tiebreaker. So it's not like the Bills don't have anything to play for. It's just like I don't know. I
don't trust him.
I don't trust him right now.
Josh Allen really hasn't looked like himself. I mean, even with that Lions game, it really took the last minutes for him to turn it on with Stephon Diggs.
I mean, it was insane what he did in the final minute, right?
Yeah.
Like 23 seconds, and he drove him down there to get a field goal.
But
Stephon Diggs with that insane catch. But again,
he had to turn it on.
Yeah, he had to turn it on. And that Lions secondary is a lot worse than the Pats. So, hopefully it's a better game, and hopefully they throw the ball more than 5 times like they did last year.
There you go. I do like the over 48.5. That's 7 touchdowns, folks. I do think 7 touchdowns could be scored in this game. You can get that at plus 161 if you're feeling real dangerous here with some of these overs. Let's get into the other big game for the folks here. You can join us at our CHGO tailgate on Sunday, December 4th, starting at 8:30 a.m. We park over at Roosevelt, Michigan. There are some parking packages as well. You can park right there in our lot. You could leave the car there and walk over. It's just about a 15-minute walk over to Soldier Field. Food and drinks included with the ticket. So check out the All CHGO tailgate. We'll have some Green Ridge Farm sausages out there, some Liquid Death. Yep. allchgo.com. So for
Goose Island beers.
Goose Island beer. Who doesn't love beer? Yeah, we love CHGO tailgate, and we're excited for the one on Sunday. So make sure you check out allchgo.com and hang out with us there. But Packers 4.5-point favorite, over under 43.5 as well. Not sure what the quarterback situation is going to be. Not sure if Aaron Rodgers is going to start for the Packers. Not sure if Justin Fields is healthy enough. How do you read this game, Cody?
Yeah, he's not gonna.
Well, when I was on Bears After Dark on Monday, the spread was at 3, and I said that if you wanted to bet that game now, the only value was to take the Packers and bank on, or was to take the Packers because it really doesn't matter who the quarterback is, because I think no matter what, they're going to be able to run the ball against the Bears, because that is what they did week 2 against the Bears, and that's basically what the Packers want to do anyway, is run the ball. If they can run the ball there, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, then that's really what's been able to open things up for Rodgers or whoever the hell's a quarterback. Jordan Love, I think, with how bad this Bears defense is, I think Jordan Love is going to have a good day if he plays. But again, I think they're going to run the ball.
Mike White's an MVP.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, I picked him up in fantasy and played him because I had no choice to, and it turned out to be a great idea last week. But, yeah, I mean, I like the over in this game. The spread's up to 4.5 now. So when I said what I said on Bears After Dark, turned out to be smart advice because it moved up to 4.5 since then. I still like Packers to cover the 4.5 because, like,
yeah, I mean,
you just can't trust the Bears if Justin Fields doesn't play.
He ain't playing. I don't think he's playing.
Look what Mike White did. All Jordan Love has to do coming into this game is just make the easy throws. That's what Zach Wilson wasn't doing. That's what Zach Wilson was. He was trying to do too much. Mike White just let the game happen in front of them. And I think there's enough playmakers on that Packers defense, and I don't think there's enough on this Bears defense. The Packers offense, I don't think there's enough playmakers on this Bears defense, especially with Eddie Jackson out, to really, to really make an impact. I think the Packers can easily win by 2 touchdowns here. So I will definitely be taking an alt line. The Jordan Love factor here really doesn't scare me because he came in even against a good Eagles team and looked all right. I mean, he didn't look terrible.
It was garbage time and they were playing prevent defense. But again, like this Bears secondary outside of Jalen Johnson and just Bears defense in general, like I think that they're just going to, like, any prop on Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon, I think is a good play on Sunday. They're going to run it down the Bears' throats. That said, the reason I like the over is the Packers' run defense is awful. It's straight trash. I mean, the Eagles had like 300 yards rushing on them on Sunday night.
363 yards.
Yeah. So the Bears, you know what the Bears are going to do. If Justin Fields doesn't play, David Montgomery is going to have a day, in my opinion.
Here's the lock of the weekend. Christian Watson, anytime touchdown.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Aaron Jones to score 2.
Yeah,
as well.
Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones is gonna. He might score 3 touchdowns on Sunday. Honestly,
yeah.
Like, if anything, take that huge plus money of Aaron Jones 2+ touchdowns. You know, he had a great game week 2 against the Bears. I see it happening again, unfortunately. And even if they do stupidly play Justin Fields, like Darnell Mooney's out, like
it's going to be ugly, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be disgusting. And as much as I want Fields to play just to win the one game I want them to win the rest of the year, like, I don't think it's going to happen. So I think right now, if the value on the spread right now is to take the Packers minus 4.5 right now, because when it's announced that Rodgers is going to start, which I think he probably will, that spread will jump to at least 6.
Yeah.
So take the 4.5 now.
Jump more because right now you can't even bet an alt spread. Like really? you can't even tease it up. Like I take 13.5 right now, and you can't do that. So I put $10 on the Packers at minus 4.5, and I probably will just end up cashing it out when that announcement's made because it will probably jump up to, I think, even 10 points if Rodgers plays. I mean, this is going to be a huge line if Rodgers does play this game. I do think the Packers can cover either way.
And I think if Rodgers does play, it boosts up any prop for A.J. Dillon or Aaron Jones even more because they don't want him to, like, get any more hurt.
Right.
So he's just going to hand the ball off a ton, and he'll make some throws and wherever, but, like, I think that they're just going to hand the ball off a ton on Sunday.
Jordan Love's stats so far this year, 12 of 18 for 186 yards, 66.7% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, no interception. If he does that on Sunday, and I know that's mostly garbage time, but he can do that on Sunday against the Bears defense because that's basically garbage time defense now with the injuries out. So I do love the Packers on Sunday.
And the over, again, the over has hit every game for the Bears since they traded Roquan Smith.
So
That's
keep
how
betting
bad
it.
the Bears defense.
Yeah,
But the Packers could score 45 on their own. We've seen it before. All right, let's go to some of the other locks. That was my lock at -4.5 for the Packers. Other locks I got for you: Jags money line at -115. The spread's 1 point, so why bet it? Just take the money line at -115. They are playing the Jets. They're playing the Lions. I don't really trust the Lions, and it's going to be at home, so I don't think it's going to be in this sloppy rain like they just played in Jacksonville where they could barely move the ball. It's going to be indoors, and Christian Kirk can fly. Travis Etienne can fly. Trevor Lawrence is going to pick apart that horrible Lions secondary. So I do just like the Jags to cover for sure, but the odd difference is -110 for 1 point, and then the money line at -115. There's no point. Just take the victory.
They're coming off a big win against the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think the Jags can easily beat the Lions here.
Are they just continue to be in games, but then just fall apart at the end.
Which is why the spread's won, because the Jags have given up some leads as well. So, I mean, the Jags usually play in close ones. So, I trust them to at least win this one. I'm also going to take Steelers money line. I just think that they're a better team. Kind of the same idea. They're going to be going into a dome against the Falcons. I don't think Marcus Mariota is that good. I think that they can shut down Cordero Patterson's run game because it seems like it's slowed down ever since the start of the season. I do think Kenny Pickett probably actually will show off his legs on Sunday, just because that dome will make him look even faster than he is. Najee Harris on that field as well. I'll take the Steelers at -105 because again the line's +1 at -110, so there's no reason. Just take the Steelers on the money line here. Also, wouldn't it be hilarious? Browns-Texans. If the Texans beat Deshaun Watson in his first game returning to the NFL. I would love it. I think it would be great. It would be so Browns for them to, quote-unquote, get a franchise, quote-unquote, quarterback, quote-unquote, and then him lose to the franchise that traded him. So I think the Texans winning would be the funniest thing in the world.
Every Bears fan would appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Texans money line, like, for sure, like, one reason outside of just that narrative, Watson hasn't played since 2020.
Right. He might look like dog shit.
Well, it's not even that he will look like dog shit, but like, I just don't know like how much they're going to throw the ball. That's the only thing that kind of scares me, is because like the Browns love to run the ball with Nick Chubb, and so the Texans have one of the worst run defenses, if not the worst run defense. So like, I feel like the Browns are just going to try to run the ball the entire time and just try to implement Watson slowly. But the spread's at 7, so I'm going to take Texans +7 just because of not only that narrative, but I think betting on the Browns this week just doesn't make any sense in terms of like, you just don't know what you're going to get out of them. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Texans have been a competitive team this year. 7's a lot of points in the NFL, so I like the Texans +7. The money line, I get it. Like, none of us here like Deshaun Watson, so
it'd just be funny. And also too, like you mentioned the bad run defense. San Francisco has the best run defense, allowing 79.5 yards per game. Texas has the worst, or Houston has the worst at 168.6. So they're almost giving up 100 more rushing yards than the best team.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, again, Nick Chubb rushing prop. That's
2 touchdowns on Nick Chubb right there.
Fire it up.
It might be
-105. If you don't want to be
-105.
as bold as us on the Texans to win or to cover 7, dial up Nick Chubb to have a great day.
Final one I got is Miami +4 at -115. Niners do have the best run defense in the NFL, but who knows the Niners better than their former offensive coordinator, Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, I
so
like that.
I do think that he'll be able to scheme up a close game. I don't know if Dolphins are going to win on that one, but 4, you're giving me at least a field goal and an extra point. I'll take 4.
With that offense.
Yeah.
One reason, I mean, you have good reason, but I'm taking Dolphins +4 because this 49ers team has been underwhelming the last 2 weeks. I mean, they beat the Saints 13-0. They were 8.5-point favorites against that team, and they won 13-0. Like, I was pissed that the Saints didn't cover, but that's because they didn't score a touchdown. Like, and even the week before, they added Christian McCaffrey, but there really has been nothing about this 49ers team that has really made much of a. They haven't moved the needle. They haven't looked dominant, and maybe that's because Garoppolo's starting. Eastern Illinois alum here, love the guy, but he's been a very good game manager. But their offense hasn't taken that next step to look like a real Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. Their defense is great though. But the Dolphins' offense is very, very solid. And like you said, McDaniel, he's very familiar with their team. And the Dolphins have been playing really well, at least on offense. So I think they can hang around. You give me a field goal and an extra point, sure, why not? So, yeah, I like Dolphins +4. So I'm riding with you on Texans and the Dolphins, and I'm taking the over on Bears-Packers, and I'm taking the Patriots +3.5. And then my final one is Bengals moneyline, the best game of the weekend on Sunday. You're gonna watch the Bears and Packers, and you're gonna want to throw up during it, but then you're gonna feel better when you can get home after being in the cold, and you're gonna watch Bengals and Chiefs at 3:00, and you're probably gonna listen to Joe Davis and Greg Olson call this game. I'm pretty sure. I think that's who the tandem is. America's game of the week, probably.
Game? It's a Fox game.
I'm going to assume that they're going to put that on America's Game of the Week. Or if it's not,
that's an AFC primetime, so I would assume it's CBS.
Okay, you're going to listen to Tony Romo and Jim Nance.
Tony.
You're gonna hear Tony Romo say something along like, what's the classic Tony Romo line? Like,
here we go, Jim.
Here we go, Jim. Like he's going to say it at least 10 times. All right. I like the Bengals at home. They're a home dog against the Chiefs.
CBS, baby. Nance
I should have known it's AFC. I should have known that they're going to be on CBS. My bad. I like the Bengals at home, Joe Burrow against Patrick Mahomes. All right. Chiefs have played well of late, right? They pretty much had a cakewalk last week going up against a very injury-riddled Rams team. Bengals have been playing well for a while as well. I think this if you don't want to choose a side, I think the total is good on the over. I think we're going to see a lot of points. These two teams have played the last couple of years, especially last year. They played a great game against each other. This is a AFC, this could be an AFC championship type game. And the Bengals struggled to start the year, but they've come along. They went into Tennessee last week and beat the Titans, which I said that was going to happen. And this week, the reason I like the Bengals is because, as good as the Chiefs' offense is, sometimes they go through these stretches during the game where they can't get it going. And again, on the road in Cincinnati, it's going to be electric at that stadium. The only thing that's in Cincinnati that can be electric, because it's the only thing that's good in Cincinnati.
Damn.
I think that Joe Burrow has a game on Sunday and beats the Chiefs. So,
yeah, I don't trust the Bengals. I don't know. I didn't really believe their Super Bowl run last year.
Well,
I don't know.
That has nothing really to do with it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I trust them. I don't know if I could even take the 2 points there. Patrick Mahomes has always done this. Patrick Mahomes has always faced that big next quarterback, and he's always won.
I don't know. It depends on.
You didn't beat him last year.
Are the Bengals wearing those icy whites? I love those unis.
The icy whites are great. The Siegfried and Roy's.
Yes, exactly.
If they are wearing them, then holy shit, slam it now. But I don't think they are.
That's a nice matchup though, because if they're going to force them to wear white, then that's going to be the red jerseys for the Chiefs. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, here I'm going to bring up the Chiefs' schedule and kind of go over how my thoughts real quick. So again, they beat the Rams 26-10. Again, the Rams were completely injured. No Cooper Kupp. Stafford didn't play. Mm-hmm. They're already done for the year, right?
And the Lions thank them since the Lions have their first pick.
There you go. And then the week before, Chiefs-Chargers. Chiefs won on Sunday Night Football 30-27. Chargers led that entire game. And then Chiefs made they scored. They had the ball last and they won, but they did not cover. I will say that much. And And then the week before that, they beat the Jags by 10. Week before that, they beat the Titans by 3, a game in which the Titans didn't have Tannehill on Sunday Night Football. But again, only won by 3. They were like 10-point favorites, didn't cover. Okay, so this is a really big test, in my opinion, for the Chiefs. Because like outside of the Chargers game, they haven't played like a really good team over the last month. And I think the Titans are a Super Bowl contender. But again, that was without Tannehill. All right. So I like the Bengals if Mixon can play. But also I just think the Bengals are a better team that the Chiefs are facing over the last month at least. So and it's a big game for the Bengals because like they're right there neck and neck with the Ravens in the AFC North standings. So the spread's 1 point for a reason. It's neck and neck.
Yeah.
So I'll take the dog at home.
Good luck. Good luck to you. I'm just going to stay away from that game because I just don't have a good feeling either way. Because I just
know it's the only 3:00 game that anyone gives a shit about.
I don't know. I think that San Francisco Miami game is going to be interesting. You got different. You got Tua versus Jimmy G, and then you got Shanahan versus McDaniel. I think that one could be fun.
That's fair.
So I don't know. And then
that's a 3 p.m. game.
That LA Las Vegas game that could just be a psycho Charger game. I mean that's a ridiculous end of
the Chargers definitely are going to screw that up somehow.
And for some reason, like since the Kansas City and Cincinnati game starts at the same time, that Charger one still is going to finish like 30 minutes later than the Chiefs one. So you're going to have a great red zone. I don't know. It's a fun 3:00 slate. I think it's going to be a fun week, and those are some of our locks as well. Nothing for Indianapolis and Dallas on Sunday night. Indianapolis, an 11-point dog.
What a nightmare that game's on Sunday Night Football.
Well, and then talk about the Monday night game too. Tampa versus New Orleans. We get Andy Dalton in primetime again, and the line is only 3.5.
Do we have to watch Andy Dalton in primetime?
I don't care. Bro. I don't care about either of those games.
Slam the Bucs, man. Take the Bucs.
Take the under.
I don't know. But Tom Brady sucks against the Saints. He's always sucked against the Saints. Take Andy Dalton to throw a pick.
Yes.
That's what you should do.
Yeah.
And our guy Jabari knows that damn well. He bet that with me, and that one cashed. So just take Andy Dalton to throw a pick. But I got no interest on Sunday night or Monday night.
I said the Bucs because like they need to win this game. The Saints need to win this game too. But the Buccaneers are clearly better than them, whether Tom Brady is good or not. So, but yeah, both the 2 primetime games suck. Like the NFL has got to get better at choosing who's going to be on primetime or these matchups at least.
I just don't understand why they didn't flex the Sunday night game.
Right. They should be flexing and getting the Chiefs and Bengals on Sunday night or Monday night, man.
They probably couldn't flex Chiefs-Bengals because I'm guessing it was blocked by CBS.
Yeah.
Like, you are allowed to block some games, but, I mean, what do we – like, there's no game that they could put in that slot besides Colts and frickin' Cowboys.
I will say this.
Well,
I am glad
Cowboys.
I am glad they're not flexing the Bears and Packers to primetime because you know how many times I've done that over the last few years?
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, we don't need to see that.
Now, if Justin Fields was starting, they probably would have. But since he's,
and I actually would have got up for that. Like that's what sucks about the Bears right now.
Would we still have done a tailgate at 8:30 in the morning? Probably not.
I would hope
we would have done a tailgate though.
Not at 8:30 in the morning. But anyways, please come to our tailgate.
Yes, please come to our tailgate. Again, tickets on allchgo.com. You get the parking upgrade as well. Diehards get 20% off as well, so you can level up your fandom at allchgo.com, become a diehard, and then get 20% off to the tailgate and come say hey to us on Roosevelt, Michigan. Again, it's a 15-minute walk over to Soldier Field if you're interested to go to the Bears-Packers game. That's Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. We will talk to you on Friday when we are millionaires.
Thank you.